Greetings. Welcome to the Into the Cypher podcast. It is your host. I am him, he is me. Cypher the MC, the Muhammad Ali of MCs. Welcome back to another episode of the Into the Cypher podcast. If you're new to the podcast, thank you for dropping by, giving your boy a shot, giving your boy a chance. I appreciate that. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, of course, The Real Cypher TV, all one word now. All one word. Like a Tribe Called Quest, you say the whole thing. Definitely drop a mic on that like button for you, boy. I greatly appreciate that. Background music just dropped. DJ is on point. I appreciate that. Because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. Shout out to Jay-Z. Guys, before we get into today's episode, you know what it is. You know what we got to do. We got to get into our disclaimers. Got to get our disclaimers out the way. So here they are. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Nope. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a sex therapist. I'm not a family relationship therapist or anything like that. I don't have any masters or doctorates on my wall from Yale. I am just a regular Joe Schmo. Just a regular guy giving you the benefit of his experience, but also just the benefit of looking at things through human nature. I'm an observer of human nature. Shout out to Michael. As we continue to be on this journey to be the best version of ourselves. And when I say we, yeah, I'm on this journey with you. I'm learning every day. So, last week's episode, we were talking about the roadmap. Like, where are you located? What is your location right now? Like, where are you in your journey, basically? And hopefully, you know, you had like a week to kind of think about it and say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. And hopefully you were not too disheartened. I know it's very easy to get kind of, you know, oh man, I was supposed to be here right now. I was supposed to be at this level right now. And I too feel that way many times because I kind of feel somewhat behind the eight balls, so to speak, with a lot of what I'm doing. Whether it's, creating a business, things of that nature, or what have you. So, and this may seem more like a vlog than an actual podcast episode, but I don't want you to get too disheartened. The episode was merely just kind of a nudge, so to speak, you know, like if you're falling asleep in church or doing a very boring presentation, just to kind of say, hey, where are you right now? Or like, what are you thinking about right now? Like, what is going on? Because we can kind of get off track. Sometimes. So it was merely just a nudge, just to kind of say, hey, where are you right now? Time to refocus. Today's episode is kind of along those lines, but we're going to take it a little bit further because during the parts where we're getting kind of off track, here's sometimes what some of us may do. We're looking over in the other lane. We're seeing how fast the other car is going, and we're thinking to ourselves, and many of us have done, I'm sure you've done this, I've done this myself, well, if they're going, you know, if they're passing me and I'm going whatever speed I'm going, shouldn't I be going the same speed that they're going? It's not going to make much of a difference as far as location. Then, you know, they may get there a little bit earlier, maybe a couple of minutes, but it's not going to make that huge of a difference if they're slowly creeping up past you, you know, by a couple of miles per hour or whatever. Similar situation. Don't look in someone else's lane thinking that you need to be where they are because it appears that they're moving faster than you. It appears that they're getting to their goals a little bit quicker than you. Not everyone has the same steps in their goals. Your steps may require, you know, a little bit more steps. Your path may require a little bit more steps in your achievement of a goal than theirs. They may have access to resources that you may not have right now, like maybe a family member or a friend or some other resource that they can kind of call on and say, hey, I'm going to need a little help with this. You may not have that. You may have to maybe get up a little bit earlier. You may have to stay up a little bit later to make sure that your goals are achieved. But don't compare travel plans. That's the name of today's episode. Don't compare travel plans. Don't. You may be able to do something more so than someone else. They may be able to do something a little bit different than you. Sometimes you can't compare the two. Most of the times you don't want to. You don't need to. And here's what I mean. If you start comparing how fast you're going, or in this instance, maybe how fast you're not going, it can be a little bit more than disheartening. It can be a little bit more detrimental to your overall vision. You may start to question yourself. Why am I doing this? Do I really want to be a nurse? Do I really want to be, a medical assistant? Do I really want to be anything? Is it going to be worth it in the end? Everyone seems to be going faster than me. Everyone seems to be getting things done better than or faster than me. I'll be the first one to tell you. As you know, I like to use myself as an example. I'll be the first one to tell you, listen, starting an LLC last year was the culmination of someone pushing me, saying, hey, what are you waiting for to get this done? Because I had so many ideas, and I'm thinking to myself, if I can just get them out, if I can just get those, not only those ideas out, but also those get feedback on those ideas, those suggestions, that maybe, I'll get to my goals faster. But if it all stays up here, it's not going to benefit me. So I was kind of looking around at what everyone else was doing. I was like, looking at other YouTubers and, other entrepreneurs and seeing, they're at this point. Am I at that point yet? Am I at that point of, I guess popularity, so to speak, that I can do, a merch store? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Wait a minute, let me wait. I'm always doing my research, but let me just, it can lead to being indecisive about your next steps. Whereas maybe before you really didn't have that indecisiveness in your, as a part of you. It wasn't there. It wasn't, in a grander scope of everything else. It wasn't there. So now it is, because you're looking over in someone else's lane like, all right, so they're doing that. They have how many subscribers? Okay, I only have this. Can I still do that? Should I do that? Especially for me, a lot of what I'm doing or what I'm trying to master on my own, I don't have a blueprint for. Believe it or not, that's why I feel taking you on this journey with me through the highs, the lows, and telling you what's going on, and kind of showing you, different things, like, hey, he just didn't start off at, 1,000 subscribers, or he just didn't come in and boom, oh my gosh, he just blew up. For many of the YouTubers or podcasters that you may listen to now, it took years in the making. Now you may think, well, I don't have years. I want to do it now, and I'm in the same vein. I'm kind of like that with you. But I also understand that this is it's a marathon and not a sprint. So each and every day, I hold myself accountable to doing something that helps me towards my goal. So take every day that, like I said in the last episode, and I'll likely continue to say moving forward, we all get the same 24 hours. No one gets 23 and a half. No one gets 24 and 3/4. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. No matter where you are in the world, you get the same 24 hours that your siblings have, that your any family member, friend, coworker, any of the other 7.3 billion strangers that live on this rock. We all have the same 24 hours. So it's just a matter of what are you doing with your 24? Shout out to Kiefer Sutherland. What are you doing with your 24 hours? Is it mostly working? Bills need to be paid. I understand. You got financial obligations. Cool. Are you sleeping most of it away? Are you partying it away? Are you drinking it away? Are you smoking it away? Are you clubbing it away? Are you planning for anything that could potentially happen? Those are some of the things that you may need to think about. Are you someone that is ready to strike out on their own and get their first apartment? You and your roommates are all ready and set to go to live the good life and pretty much get your life started? Or are you about to leave college and looking for a new place to live in a new city with your new degree? Well, guess what? There's a company called Credit Rent Boost that will allow you to get credit for the rent that you pay and get it reported to the credit bureaus. This will not only allow you to boost your credit, but also set you up long term so when you are ready to make your first purchase as a homeowner. So give them a try. CreditRentBoost.com, and you can use promotion code OVM24522. It may be the best decision you ever made. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and start, just kind of putting things at bay or just kind of pushing things off. You have to take one day at a time, and again, you only have 24 hours. But let's put it into perspective. You don't need to sit and try to allocate people. I'm using my SAT words here. On a Sunday, you don't have to allocate, hours and say, okay, my gosh, let me get a planner and plan out, this, venture or this next step or phase in my life. You don't have to spend hours on it. Maybe just a couple of minutes a day. You may add to it. You may subtract from it. Let's say that there's some organization that you need to contact. Contact the organization, whether by phone or by email. Make time for it. You have to make time to put your goals and actions into place. It's not just going to happen overnight, but at the same time, you have to put in your part. You have to do your part. I'm a believer that God puts us here and says, okay, I know that you want to be happy. I want happiness for you. You want fulfillment. I want fulfillment for you. But in order for a blessing to occur, you, meaning us, you and I, we have to do our part. Whatever we cannot handle, whatever we cannot deal with, or whatever we cannot control, I like to say, we have to pretty much allow the Creator to move the universe in our favor. We have to believe that. We have to have faith in that. But what are you doing in the meantime? Here's an example. Let's say you're looking for a new job. You want a new job, and you found a job that will be perfect for you. You're like, okay, this is right up my alley as far as what I want to do. I want this job. You pray for the job and things of that nature, and lo and behold, nothing comes of it. Why? Have you ever thought of possibly starting your own podcast? Well, I can tell you firsthand it can feel overwhelming if you don't know where to get started, and that's where Buzzsprout comes in. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch a professional podcast, already helping over 100,000 people launch their own podcasts. Buzzsprout will get your podcast into every major podcasting platform like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. You also will get a great-looking podcasting website and so much more. To start your own podcast and get a $20 Amazon gift card, follow the link in the show notes. This lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you and helps support our show. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to start a podcast. So why didn't anything come of it? Well, you prayed about it. You had faith that it would happen. But it didn't happen. Why not? Well, you fundamentally didn't do the one thing that normally gets the process started. You didn't fill out the application. You were just expecting them to see you say, hey, this person looks like they want to change careers. They want to switch gears. They want to, they may seem like a good fit. Everything has a starting point. How it ends varies, but everything has a starting point. And oftentimes that starting point begins with us taking some sort of action. So looking at, how things are for someone else, it doesn't benefit us because they're in their own lane. You are in your own lane, so to speak. There's often a phrase that people say, keeping up with the Joneses, for the most part. In this instance, this is about your long-term vision, your long-term goals, and things of that nature. So it's kind of like the same thing. But you can't really change or compare your travel plans and anything connected with your journey with that of someone else. Their journey is their own journey. They may have started their journey way earlier than you and are just now getting to a point that, from what you're seeing, they're ahead of you. But if they started before you, they too had to go through the same trial and error obstacles that you may be dealing with. So oftentimes it's good to not compare your travel plans. The destinations may be similar or even the same. Guess what? You yourself have your own speed that you're going. Control what you can control each and every day. You have 24 hours. You have 24 hours, people. Use those 24 hours to your benefit. Again, that doesn't mean you have to stay up late at night and toil and moan and groan. Oh my gosh, I gotta get up, but I gotta do this. It's very easy for we as humans to feel like we're starting late or we're not where we need to be. I fully believe that it's really a part of our genetic makeup to continue to want to progress in the next phase. I think it's part of our genetic makeup as far as, going from, cave people to nomads to building civilizations and things of that nature, and all this technology and architecture that was created by human hands. Yeah, we want to continue to progress and improve ourselves. I think it's just part of who we are. Now, this type of genetic, this internal makeup varies between people. You got more people that are a little bit more internally driven, internally motivated than others. So find out which end of the spectrum you really on. Are you internally motivated? Are you, or do you need more of an external push? Or is there a balance between the two? But here's what you would want to do. And I'll leave you with this. Don't compare your travel plans with anyone else's. Your journey is your own journey. How you get there and the speed in which you get there, it will vary. Sometimes it may seem faster. Sometimes it may seem slower. The important thing, the key aspect of your own journey, is to never, ever stop. You may slow down to recharge. You may kind of just say, you know what, I need to take a few moments to kind of get things in order. That's fine. But after you take those few moments for yourself, put your seatbelt back on, adjust your mirrors, make sure everything is good. You got your snacks, you got your beverages to stay hydrated. and you move forward. Continue to move forward, continue to progress. And I bet you, the journey will be worth it once you reach your destination. Guys, this has been the Into the Cypher podcast. As you all know, we're on the journey to 1,000 subscribers, people. So if you're watching this on the channel, on YouTube, The Real Cypher TV, definitely drop a mic on that like button for your boy. Just know that each and every day, you have a plan, you have a purpose. And as always, before you love anyone else, you must first love yourself. And I'm out this thing. The Bronx Don. Cypher.
I will not lose. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors.